Progressive activist Nina Turner is up next with us. Nina is now a senior fellow at the Institute on Race, Power, and Political Economy at the New School. Welcome back. Let me start with Netanyahu. I'll put a tweet up from the Congresswoman, Democrat from Illinois, Congresswoman Ramirez, who writes, "A war criminal addressing a joint session of Congress sounds like the twisted plot line on a bad horror movie." The date's wrong there because that tweet came before we knew it was on the 24th. But your thoughts on Netanyahu coming to Washington?
Well, I agree with the Congresswoman's tweet. I mean, the only place that this prime minister should be welcomed is in international court. I mean, those who believe in humanity should not support Benjamin Netanyahu coming to address the Congress. But I don't know, in many ways, he might feel right at home, historically speaking, because 1,700 members of Congress in the Senate and in the House once owned slaves and native peoples. So maybe that might be the reason why he's welcome there, because this chamber, that chamber has a history of welcoming people who have committed crimes against humanity.
Well, I want to talk to you about the present-day split on the progressive movement a little bit and whether this speaks to it. And, you know, what's really going on here, because that's going to impact this presidential election in November, I think. So a few different ways of kind of illustrating it or talking about it. We've seen some back and forth on Congress. You've mentioned your thoughts on Netanyahu. There's other progressives that feel like you. There are others, the centrist wing of the Democratic Party, probably disagree. And it's all playing out. You know, like, for example, Vice President Harris goes on Jimmy Kimmel. Protesters are waiting. Let's just watch part of that, and then we'll have that discussion that I mentioned. Here it is.
Stop the genocide! 15,000 children died because of you! Stop the genocide! You're a murderer!
All right. So it's the code pink, stop the genocide. They're yelling at her. You know, this is happening more and more. There's more upsetment, I think, of the American left than we've seen in a while with a Democratic politician or president in President Biden. So what's the impact of this?
I mean, if you don't support genocide, and then you won't be protested. I mean, the impact of this is certainly people, especially historians, are drawing similarities to what happened during the Vietnam War, as you and I both know, and the viewers know. You know, there was a disagreement there over that war, and you had pro-peace, anti-war protesting during that time. You have the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speaking up at that time as well. And so, to me, this is a resurgence of those who believe in peace and justice.
Well, Lyndon Johnson dropped out of the race, right, in '68. Richard Nixon, the Republican, won. Are you saying Biden is going to kind of lose the presidency because of this? Is he going to lose because of what we're talking about?
It could have an impact. No doubt it's going to have an impact. I mean, I've been traveling all over the country, and it is going to have an impact. People are talking about this, and we know that the polling has consistently shown that a majority of the American people don't want to see this continue. And more pointedly, though, to your question about whether this impacts President Biden in his race, 80% of Democrats are not happy. So that's his base. And so what I think may happen is not so much that droves of Democrats are going to run over and vote necessarily for a former President Donald J. Trump, as much as many Democrats will probably stay home, especially younger Democrats, African Americans, and other Democrats of color who are just fed up with this.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.